What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mose coming at you with yet another first look at a mod. Today we're looking at an update for a mod that we've reviewed previously. It's an update for the MotoGP 2023 mod. Today includes an update for the Ducati Lenovo team Manu has added. So it is the factory Ducati ridden by Enea Bastianini and Francesco Bagnaia. Pecco Bagnaia, if you want to call him that. A lot of people call him that. But this bike, I've done quite a few laps around Mugello. I've actually gone and done a little bit of not research, but testing before this. Oh, look, a bike started up behind us. How nice and wonderful. Thank you. That's probably Manu himself. I've already gone ahead and done a little bit of testing, trying to figure out brake markers, trying to figure out this bike a little bit, so that way I can come to you guys with a little bit more of a well-formed opinion and and opinion and some facts about the bike, I guess you could say. So far, I have enjoyed my time. It sounds really good. It feels pretty decent. And I'm sure you've seen by now, it looks absolutely phenomenal. The model on this thing is extremely well done. It's so well done that I'm wondering if it's a port from another game, potentially MotoGP 23, maybe. Um, but it is, everything about it is pretty damn alright. It looks like it has about the same horsepower and top end as the Yamaha. I didn't me and Manu, I guess you could say, drag race down the front straight. He followed me for a flyby, as I'm sure you saw, and I didn't pull on him. I wasn't pulling away like I would expect, like I thought, and it kind of left me wondering where the Ducati power is for this mod. But that's enough talking, guys. Let's go ahead and get out on track. Let's do our sound check before we do anything, and then we'll go ahead and start riding this thing. So here's our sound check after I enable the map and my speed. Alright, so here's the sound check. So guys, overall this bike does sound really decent. I am really pleased with how it sounds. There isn't any weird, funky sounding, anything like that. It is just all around a really great bike. It sounds amazing. Guys, I'll see y'all after my outlap, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, we are coming in here to the final corner. So we're about to start our first flying lap. So far I've been able to get down to a 49.2. I know for a fact that I can beat that. That's not going to be that hard to beat. I really messed up really bad that lap, and I can actually do quicker than that even on the Superbike mod. But so first things I want to note is that this bike doesn't feel like it's got the get up and go power like I would expect from the MotoGP bike. I really do feel like this bike is lacking something in the low end, and I'm lacking something in my brain because I missed my brake marker. But you'll notice here coming out of this right-hander right here that I don't feel like the bike has the oomph. Well, we're not going to maybe notice that because I tucked the front. But I don't feel like the bike has that immediate grab and go power. Something that I really can feel with something like, say, not even the Superbike mod. You can feel the Superbike mod, but something even as simple as like the British Supersport mod. That bike, you really can feel like it's starting to get up and boogie out of a corner. With this bike, I don't feel like I can feel it, and maybe that harkens back to my original issue with this mod, where I don't feel like I can feel the front, and maybe it's not just the front that I can't feel. Maybe it's the whole bike that I'm struggling to feel. I know these tires are sticky, so those are grabbing out of the corner. So to combat my issue, what I've done is I feel that maybe traction control might be a little bit too intrusive, and so I've dropped it down. Actually, normally with all mods I'll up my traction control, But with this mod, I've actually dropped it down from max. I've dropped it down to 7, and I might even drop it down to 6. See if I can get that wheel to spin up and reduce the intrusiveness of the traction control. Maybe it's too intrusive to the point that I feel like I am losing drive out of a corner. And it's honestly quite frustrating to get on the gas and expect you to pick up out of a corner and get up and go. And the only thing that happens is it feels like the bike lugs. Which, that whole thing of not feeling like the bike is doing what you want brings me up to my second point, which is I still don't feel like I can feel the front like I want. And maybe that's, let's just say in theory. I don't know this. I haven't talked with Manu on this, so please don't quote me on this and take this as gospel. But let's just say he did port these from the MotoGP 23 game. Maybe that, see, normally I'd like to exit that in second to keep the front end down, but the bike bogs, and so normally I end up having to exit in first and just deal with the front end coming up. Same with this corner right here. I'd like to exit in second, and that could also be a gearing issue, but even with stock gearing, I was still having the issue. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Maybe it's an issue with when he ported it, the front end feel got lost. I know that milestone games, they generally don't have the best bike physics, so I know it's really hard to take a bike that doesn't have a physics model essentially and bring it to a game that has one of, if not the best physics models for all motorcycle racing. And I think there might have been something lost in translation, assuming that oh my god, see, like, it's this weird stuff like that is weird with this mod. Hey, look at that. Sit? Nope. Damn. I thought it was gonna say sitting up. But I wonder if it's something that got lost in translation, because Manu has some really good mods out there, some really good bikes that I thoroughly enjoy riding. But these ones, while I enjoy them, they're just on a more beginner level, and maybe that's the purist in me going, oh, this is a motorcycle sim racing game. All bikes should be at a simulation physics level. And maybe we don't always need that. Maybe we do need something for the beginners. Maybe we need something to make this game more approachable. Because this is not one of those games where you can just pick it up and be ripping. It's not MotoGP 23. It's not Isle of Man TT Right on the Edge 3, 2, and 1. It's not Ride. It's not any of those games. This is a purist at heart motorcycle racing game that is all about the physics and the simulation levels. And I fucked up again. So maybe it is good that this mod isn't as what we would want it. Maybe it is good that I can grab the front brake and just yank on it and not have to worry about the bike flipping and not have to worry about the rear end coming up. Sure, the rear end is going to come up, and sure, it's going to be uneasy if you grab on it, but it's not going to be as uneasy as other mods. So maybe it isn't a bad thing that I, a fairly experienced rider, I've got 400 hours in this game, I would like to consider myself fairly experienced, that I can't feel the front end, because a new player is going to come in and they're going to go, what do you mean feeling the front end? How do you feel the front end on a controller? Wherein me or Manu or some other experienced players, like maybe VS Master, we know what a front end feels like. We know what we want it to be. And we look at this and we go, that front end is muted. So maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing. And I think maybe we should start changing our way of thinking. Not saying I want all bike mods to be arcadey in style, but maybe it's good to have an arcadey style mod here and there. So let's go ahead, guys. This lap, let me focus up real quick. Let's try and get us a good lap in. Let's see what this bike can really do. Gonna have to downshift to first here to get that grunt right here because I ran way wide. Oh my god. Alright guys, let's see what this bike is really capable of. That's enough talking from me. Let's let the bike do the talking this lap. Ah! Uh-oh, shit. My brake marker was obscured by my right side of the bike. Nice. Alright, guys. I think that's good enough for lapping. Let's go ahead and head back to the pits, and I'll give y'all my final thoughts on the bike. So, final thoughts on the bike, guys. I'm going to have to rate it probably about an 8 out of 10. There's a couple things that for me, would like to see improved, but at the same time, I think it is good that we have this kind of mod. Things I'd like to see improved are for my front end feel. I just have to know what my front end is doing. A lot of times in the corner, I'm second guessing myself. You can see on my inputs, I'm pulling the sticks left and right, trying to make sure that that front end isn't gonna tuck. It's because I don't have the feel. Like in a right hand corner, you can see it. I'll pull it just right, just quick and easy. It's just because I'm worried that's gonna tuck, and I don't know if it's going to or not. So I just instinctively pull it left to counteract that. I would like to see the discrepancy of the Ducati power, as they call it. I would love to see that get put into the game. I think it's pretty obvious that the Ducati should just take the Yamaha R1M, or excuse me, M1 to Afghanistan and serve it some Gapplebees with a side of Gapple sauce. But when I did the pass with Manu, it didn't really feel like it was doing that. It felt like it was lacking something in the top end. I am hitting a good top speed, but I almost felt like the KTM and the Gas were faster than this bike. And I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm not a Ducati fanboy, but I am saying, like, I feel like the Ducati should be a little bit faster. Overall, though, I think this is a really well-made mod. The model looks absolutely phenomenal. The textures are just incredible. And the sound is top-notch. Excuse me. Phenomenal sound. Manu has absolutely hit it out of the park with that. Just a couple things that, for me personally, I would like to see changed. But again, though, I think it is nice that we have an easier mod that is more beginner focused. I think it will help bring more people into this game, which we definitely need, if you ask me. Which is why I am here to provide you guys with servers. Guys, if you don't know this, I currently have, I want to say 10, 12, 15 servers open right now, all with different mods, different maps, different bikes, and they're all labeled, so you can find them easy. They're not that hard to find. It's all MRA, Moses Racing Academy, and then it's whatever it is. Historical, Superbike, MotoGP, GP 2009, I just said Superbike. British Supersport, I can throw that one back up if y'all want me to. No one used it, so I shut it down. But yeah, guys, we're trying to build up more than just my YouTube channel. I'm trying to bring people into this game, trying to make this community more like the MX Bikes community. I want to see more people playing this game. I think it's a really, really good game, and I'd love to see it happen. So if you guys have any ideas on how we can do that, join my Discord. Let me know in the comments. Shoot me a DM if you can find me on Instagram. It's probably not that hard. Just let me know how you think we can increase this player base. I would love to see that happen, and I'm trying to do that to the best that I can. Other than that, though, guys, I will see you on the next video. Peace.